Let me get close to the mic so that it can actually hear me over its own annoying tinny sound. If you're wondering, I'll start it because I'm going to cut it. So this is the standard eschewing gender roles terrible 90s attempt episode that every show like this had to have, and it starts off with harassing the poor. You think you get to a point though when you've been working with grease pit for so long that you wouldn't be using long fancy words at him the whole time because you know he wouldn't understand. At which point is it like Grease Pit's fault, and at which point is it like yeah, it's just bazooka children, but they ran away kids. What is that? It's a brick.
Oh, Charlie, we gotta do this. Yeah, come on, babe. They didn't cover floor scrubbing back in cool school.
Cool school. They're like, oh, cleaning, that's woman's work. I'm too cool for this shit.
This time, I'm getting in on the action. I got it.
Sorry, Charlie, but this is a job for men. Such as ourselves. Especially me. Hold on. I'll be back.
Yeah, it's literally just they start off with the usual shit. It was like this in the Mega Man cartoon and everything, where it's just, I don't need help from a stinky girl. You're just gonna get in the way and get hurt with your weak womanly ways. And then they barely turn it round by the end of it, and it's considered a big jump for womankind and feminism everywhere. Someone's trapped. Let's drive. They never get off their bikes. How would they hear something that small from outside a burning building? How would the tape cassette still be running? This bazooka can fire multiple things. That's not how guns work. He's got the Serious Sam chemical thrower, apparently. So yeah, you'll see throughout this how they don't really pull back the kind of casual misogyny, because they're still like, oh yeah, she's a total babe and toots. We just got blasted through a wall. I wonder who it is. And Vinny's hitting on her because apparently he hits on anything that looks even mildly feminine. And they were like, whoa.
So, what do you say, doll? Wanna watch me stomp some guns?
She's like, by all means. And again, really accentuating the ass of like most of the guys and girls, but especially the girls' outfits in every scene. The girl. There's only one girl. Spoilers. Oh, there's this chick and she's got exactly the same frame as Charlie and she has a really sick motorbike and she just came to save our asses, and there's only one girl in the whole of Chicago. Who is it? Mystery. You literally never see them fighting a girl. No, not yet, anyway. Spoilers. Oh, millennial humor, guys. He's at home in the trash. This is just bad driving. There's nothing short of like, if they looked both ways, I mean, it's just what you get. Also, this is where you can start to see that the backgrounds for Chicago are just, everything's trashed. Oh, she vanished. She teleported. But it couldn't have been Charlie, she was busy mopping, which is... Yeah, I'd be pissed.
Did you save the city again?
Did you doubt? Hey, not only did we save the city, but we met the single most awesome biker
Look, they just, like, Throttle is just sat in the background, like, look at these chuckle fucks, and they're like, she looked red, she looked red. It's so embarrassing. And they're like, what's her, why is she upset? I don't understand. We just kind of sideswiped her for some other chick. Oh well. Probably woman problems. He has a fucking Rolodex. This guy is so unmemorable that I re-recorded this episode due to like audio balancing issues, and I already had forgotten that this was the villain of the week. He's a cowboy that for some reason has corrosive hands, even when he has fucking gloves on. I don't even know what the fuck that was, whether he went, hello, and then just for a couple of frames bobbed his head. He has sharp teeth, he steals oil and has corrosive hands, but he's dressed like a cowboy. I don't get how these things are considered thematic or linked. Maybe it's... I don't get how they're all... And like, again, his design is different from every other character in the thing, which seems like a standard cartoon show thing of the 90s. They're hoovering up oil, like, that's not how that works. You ever tried to hoover a liquid, it just fucks a hoover. What the fuck is this? Oh no, a cop! Handy, he knows that that pipe would do that if he corroded it. Not only that, his animation and drawing style changes every couple of frames, that guy. They literally just outright said Beatles tune when before they were using, like... They said Guns N' Roses Beatles, but then every time they've made a Metallica reference, they've said Metallic Crank, Metallic Crash. They just put her down all the time. But she's so sad.
But let's face it, it takes some mondo motorcycle manners to pull off the stunts she does.
I hope you're listening to yourself. I'd love to record this.
Hey, speaking of recording, you got your camera fitting? Oh, you bad trouble. Gotta start chronicling my ex.
So he just has a candid camera in his bike, which... ahead of its time, really. Now dash cams are the thing, aren't they? Oh, she's so mad. Yeah, I would be mad, because they literally went, hey, girls can't hang with us, they're not cool enough, then they immediately find a girl who's cooler than her.
Looks like the old gang again, plus one. I didn't know you could add, bro. I may not know everything about math, but I know how to total things.
And these guys are such dumbasses, aren't they? They're so... There's a good job as well, like I was saying, that every time he corrodes something, he knows exactly how it's going to fall and what's inside it so that it can shoot oil. I'll point blank range bazooka you in the face. How threatening. You fucking kill yourself too, you do know what splash damage is, right? Oh, and by the way, he's fucking dead. He just took a fucking Harley-style, like, Cruise King thing, like one of the bigger ones anyway, to the face from a great height. Vinny is just a sex offender who wants to die. Why the fuck would you have that in your bike? That seems so, like, unhelpful.
I'd sure like to check out your bike sometime. Wow, what a piece of work.
They're just all fucking perverts every time they see a girl. It's like... But Vinny's the worst. Vinny's like a suicidal sex offender, I swear to God. Another pointless modification. Why would you ever need that when you're just, you know, driving down the road and you need to clothesline every other traffic? Pulls the sick wheelie. What he said. So he slapped him and it didn't count as corroding. But then, like, he repeatedly knows he has corrosive hands and then touches controls all the time and fucks up the controls. The character of Corroder Cowboy Dude is just fucking annoying, and it's like, why does this character exist? They'd already established at this point that having the, like, villain of the week had kind of been old hat, so they changed up the formula for a few episodes and brought it back for some fucking reason. What the fuck? Literally. When Grease Pit's the voice of reason on your team, start rehiring. Oh my god, this whole thing. His helmet disappeared without showing him take it off.
Maybe it's just your incredible humility. Could be, could be.
They're like so stupid that they deserve each other, and that's kind of the humor, and it does translate to adults as well, where it's just like they're just so fucking dumb.
I have other things to do, you know.
Oh yeah, what a night. What a fight. What a bike.
So, I suppose it is one.
What a bunch of bullshit.
That lady can cook all right. But you know, one thing makes me curious. How does the masked motorcyclist always know? Hey, these things are cold.
Well, excuse me. Maybe you should ask your hot bin vet buddy to warm you up.
Ooh, hot bin bet. Shade thrown. Why is she mad? I just don't get it. It's almost like we're being dicks for no reason.
Your oil soon. A high chairman will render it for my hide. I must find about.
Also, they're always like, yeah, your role is to stay at home and cook and clean, even though it's literally her bike shop and her rules, and she's helping them. It's like, seriously, they have no leg to stand on. She could just turf them out if she got pissed off with him, because it's like her shop. The whole thing doesn't make sense after a while, and they're like, oh yeah, she cooks really well. And it's like, they're fucking hot dogs, you know. Like, she probably bought hot dogs and soda, man. Sign of a great chef.
I have just this moment imported Corona Cody's Ratsmobile.
So Corona Cody now has a mobile that farts out fucking melting gas, and apparently that's gonna turn the tides of battle.
Creating a huge bill for you to and ship to Plutarch.
Excellent.
There must be much easier ways to get oil, you know? Oh no, he has a gun that does the same thing his hands and his car does. How fucking original. You know when you go really lean into a theme? Oh, and the idea was they took over an oil refinery before to steal the oil, and now they're just going for crude oil, which is not the same thing. And it's like, it's probably 100 times harder for you to suck up, like, and be able to have it as a usable resource. That's why refineries are expensive. But they're like, nah man, we'll just take, like, kids don't know the difference, we'll just fucking steal all the oil, who gives a shit. And it's like, dragging it up off of the ground though, the dirt, how is this the best way to steal oil, you know what I mean? There's gotta be dirt particles in that. How the fuck's it gonna be in a usable state by the end of this? You're gonna have to have a whole fucking factory to deal with that shit, right? Oh yeah, you just missed the bad Morse code joke where he's like, oh, it's saying Morse code, and it's like, what does it say? And he's just copying the beeping. No, don't tell Charlie, she's not cool, it's really convenient we're not telling Charlie. This looks like cola. Oh, and all the vehicles are just floating in the oil, which is probably really fucking bad for the vehicle. You know, there's literally like the dirt, the puddle of oil stopped a few meters away, but they'll just sit. This is the first bright idea the enemy team has ever had, where they split up to try and stop them from being able to beat them before they get their main objective done. But because there's always more of the biker mice than there are of, like, them, of course, mad scientists just carries loads of fucking chemicals, and apparently there's a chemical that can turn oil into, like, goop monsters. And oh, the fuck. And he's like, oh shit, my aqueous form that has no internal organs, you bust a hole through it. Why aren't they picking holes in something that clearly makes no sense? Clearly. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Oh, and this vehicle that they're in has changed several times. And in that shot you can see the background behind them, even though you should see the cab of the vehicle behind them. So he shot a barrel of crude oil they're supposed to be stealing, and now they're just blowing all of the oil up. He was also drawn differently there, and it made it look kind of weird. Also, it showed previously that, like, the other world where they're getting all of these weekly villains. Oh no, she's dead. We must save her. Oh, dead. Vinny killed her. What a what a surprise! It's the
She was just ordinary, huh? We're just getting away. Wasn't that how you put it?
what is with that angle? She's contorting her body.
Fur brain, but you never listened. It was kind of Washington. I figured I could test it out and prove something to you flummoxes at the same time.
She's not very good at, like, the voice actress didn't really show much anger.
I did very well if I do say so.
Charlie, I mean, the reason we didn't want you with us is because you might get hurt, and you did. I don't want you getting hurt.
You were nice about this.
Like, he's like one of the only guys who's nice to her as well.
Because I did something dangerous. I think I'll retire.
So they basically try and have this moment where it's for feminism and look, the woman can kick ass as much, and then she's like, oh, but my ass hurts, so I gotta rub my ass. Guess I'm never coming on an adventure ever again. Oh, by the way, they just literally, they've performed a terrorist act here. They literally just sent him a parcel that's like a fucking dangerous weapon. So that's literal terrorism, right? And they're like, oh, it's fine, he deserved it. It's like, that's not... Okay, yeah, that whole that whole episode is like a big middle finger to trying to eschew gender roles, because it basically goes nowhere, and you think she'd make a good, like, fourth element to the biker gang, and they're literally like, nah, she's still got, see, she got hurt. If anything, it, like, manages to tell the wrong thing, which is, we thought she was weak and womanly, so she was going to get hurt, and she did, so let's never take her again.